About 9 years ago, I will always remember being in this meeting with this wonderful prophet who's gone on to be with the Lord. And I think he's in the great crowd of witnesses, but I had heard many wonderful things about him, and I met him before the meeting. And not too soon after he was given the meeting that morning, he said he had this prophetic word for me. And he was on, I believe, the right side of the stage. I'm on the left side, and he blows this trumpet as he prophesies. And I remember hitting the floor, and he began to just prophesy. And I thought he had finished his prophecy. And but then I realized he was still prophesying over me. And I thought to myself, he must be ministering to the wrong person, because that prophecy can't be about me, because it was just this so out there prophecy. Like I couldn't even believe the things he was saying. And I realized one of the things that happens, that as we walk with the Lord, that his thoughts about us are so far beyond sometimes our current situation, what our intellect can understand, but he's got these wonderful thoughts towards us for us to be brilliant in the earth. So often when we hear the desire of God's heart for us, that which is contrary in our persona, negativity in our identity, even sometimes trauma and different things that we walk through, can't even receive what God wants to give us. And so often when God speaks, it locates what we're thinking, what he's thinking, and the shift in our mind that he wants to give us. And it's that negativity that often comes to the surface. We see this with Moses in Exodus 3:7. This is the Lord speaking to him. Surely I have seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. And then in verse 11, obviously in the next verses after that, he announces to Moses, I'm the God who hears, I'm the God who delivers of oppression, and by the way, you're my spokesperson to deliver my people. And then verse 11, this is Moses responding to God. But who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? So God gives this amazing promise to Moses, and the first thing he thinks about, I can't do it. And so when God speaks to us, the genius of what he thinks he wants us to be, I find these are opportunities to embrace the identity that God wants to give us, embrace the mindset that God wants to give us, but also be delivered of wrong thought processes. And he'll work these out within the context of relationship, of process with our community, our leaders speaking into our life, and those encouraging us on in the purpose of God. So I encourage you today that if there's something that God spoke to you prophetically, or through just as you walk with him, as you heard his voice in your own fellowship with the Lord, and you go, that can't be right. Allow those things to come to the surface and deal with them through the lens of the character and the nature of God, of what he wants to form you. And ask God, what in my mindset needs to change for me to be the person that inherits that promise?